I'm not really going to gain any more muscle.
If your goal is not to grow any muscle explicitly, if you're jacked enough, you can copy this plan damn near verbatim and it'll work. Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I am a competitive bodybuilder, competitive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappler, and a longtime professor of exercise and sports science. And something I don't like to talk about often, though I talk about it all the time, is how profoundly wealthy I am. I'm actually just sick of my wealth. I'm allergic to it, and there's so much around me. Oh, God, how ghastly. So today, put on your top hats, grab your monocles. Don't step into the puddle next to your Rolls-Royce Phantom as you get out to go see the opera, darling. Elegantly step right over it in your crystal shoe, because today we are examining Alex Hormozi's $100 million full body workout. Alex Hormozi is a gentleman who's made a lot of money, various business dealings, and since I am also a man of unbelievable wealth, we're going to see what his workout looks like, and I might have some suggestions and corrections and observations and lessons to take away. 3, 2, 1, let's get rich.
So I actually train my body.
Oh, look, it's Chris Williamson, host, Modern Wisdom, my man.
So I actually train my body in reverse order of weakness.
Wouldn't advise it.
Like my reverse order of my worst body part to best body part.
Okay.
I sure hope they're warming up, because you're not supposed to be able to talk through your work sets. We'll see how this progresses.
I train full body every day, so body composition wise, it's the best for me. I can do supersets so I don't have to do cardio. And you gain the most muscle.
All right, that was 18 reps in reserve. That's cool. That's how I train. It works like a charm. I guess, when it's special times and you have your buddy and you can sort of train through and talk, that's cool. But real talk, once you're doing work sets, especially towards the end, it's not a lot to be said anymore. And that's just an observation. And as far as the full body workout being the best, upsides and downsides. It is incredibly time saving potentially if you have access to your own areas of equipment and you don't have to wait in line for other stuff. Otherwise, whole body gets to be you're just moving from equipment to equipment, and the transition times eat up a lot of stuff. If you're not warming up a ton and you're not training super ultra heavy for ultra super size, then full body workouts are cool. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time warming up for legs and then for back and then for chest, and each one has its own specific warm up you have to do. And that kind of gets pretty time consuming. There's nothing particularly magical about full body workouts, but they can be done in a short time, especially if you superset things. So you do chest press, you don't rest much, you go do some lat pull downs, you don't rest much, you come back to chest press. That means while your lats are working and your biceps and your rear delts, your chest and triceps and front delts are resting a little bit to get ready for that next set. Is it the best way to grow muscle? Probably not. Is it the best time efficient way to grow muscle? Yeah, it's definitely up there. So you don't have to do this with whole body every day. You can do upper lower split and do everything back to back to back to back, or you can do push pull split and do everything back to back to back to back. That does give you tons of cardio benefit. It absolutely gives you a great hypertrophy stimulus, not the optimal stimulus, but pretty damn good, especially if you're short on time. Somebody like Mr. Hormozi, he's got business dealings to go to. No doubt he has golden Lamborghinis to inspect and platinum pants to put on. Scott, do rich people do stuff like that? Yeah, man, these, what I'm saying? The gold pants are so 2008, and you're so 2000 and late.
Hey, yo.
That was a direct line from the Black Eyed Peas, I believe. Which I never really liked that band name. Peas are gross. I don't want to hear about that shit. Was Fergie in that motherfucker?
Yeah.
She can stay.
All right, we'll do a double drop.
Okay.
So go 10, 10, 10.
Cool.
The drop sets are a really good idea in a workout that you're trying to make realistically not the longest workout ever, because whole body, man, that's a lot of muscles to train. And if you're training muscles as relatively small as the side/rear delts, then, you can't just do tons and tons of sets with tons of rest, because you're gonna be 45 minutes into your workout of 8 muscles. Someone's like, how many muscles do you have to go? And you're like, 2. We've done 2, 6 left. But the workout's going to be 4 hours. Yeah. Up. So if you can do some drop sets, that crushes a ton of volume and a ton of metabolites in a very short space in time, especially if the exercise is something that doesn't systemically or cardiovascularly fatigue you. Like you're not huffing and puffing a ton after side or rear delt raises. It's not like it crushes your back or something, uses your glutes a ton and tires them out. So on an exercise like that, yeah, drop sets are absolutely the way to go. Now, you can see here Mr. Hormozi is using just his bare hands. And if you're a Persian god like Sultan Hormozi here, then you don't need any grip assistance devices because you're so used to grabbing money to make yourself ultra rich that you're overqualified to use this Atlantis machine with just its grips. And I will say the Atlantis machine grips are unbelievable. However, for some of us mere mortals without oodles and oodles of money, I mean, your boy got money. You feel me? My money got money. And that money, it's not doing too bad, right? Like my money is like trillionaire shit. My money has money, and that's millionaire shit. That's right, skip billionaire. My money's money is like, Scott, you know what I'm saying? It's got like a respectable home in a nice New Jersey neighborhood in the 50s. The money's dad goes to work at the union like a fucking real man, and mom stays at home, but they budget their groceries and everyone's doing fine. Kids are going to school.
Yeah, you're so rich, your money's got money. Money. I got it.
They got, and there's got a family of money somehow. But in any case, what you might be interested in as a person of immense wealth is to go on to this place called the internet. I know it's scary. There's all kinds of websites and portals and APIs and all this crazy nonsense. You don't go anywhere like that. You just get a search engine. It's this thing where you use the tab or the bar and you type stuff in that you want to see and that tells you, hey, maybe it's this. And you look for Versa grips. Type that shit in. Or if you're really just absolutely not having this whole internet thing, we have a link in the description for exactly that product. Scott, is it RP branded?
Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's RP branded. Girl, we got that RP on that shit. So not only do you get the best grip assistance device ever made through alien technology we still don't understand, but you can rep RP. And if the wrong kind of gang comes into your gym and they're like, yo, we're holding this place up, you're like, hey, fellas, consider that I'm an RP athlete. I guarantee you they're going to scamper away. And you're not going to follow them because your Versas are still tied so deep into that rear delt machine, you're not letting go, which means your delts get all of the work. Neither does your grip require mind-muscle connection, taking away mental bandwidth from your shoulders, nor is it going to be the limiting factor, so your shoulders can get really, really close to failure. Versa grips are a really good idea to try. If you're Mr. Hormozi, apparently you have Versa grips installed into your hands because you're so rich. For all of us regular rich people, get you a pair of Versa grips. And again, the material from which they're made, I cannot comment on because the CIA told me to shut up about it. Let's go watch more stuff.
So lock you down as hard as you can on your knees, like extra. There you go.
Yes, the lockdown on the knees extra is a really big deal. Bonus point if you have someone standing there like Mr. Hormozi, but he's too wealthy to be doing this because you generally don't touch anything with his own hands. That's for servants to do. What you want to do is help your buddy by pushing down on his foot pad so that he can actually lower the machine, and then your buddy is going to clank that top pad as deep as possible. Then as he releases the foot pad to go back up to the stopping point, he gets a pre-stretch in his hamstrings. Try that. That's a big deal and can get every single rep a few more inches of maximum tension under maximum stretch. Beautiful. Another quick tip for the seated curl, the way Chris is doing it is just fine leaning back. If you can generate the most force and strength like that, that's definitely the right answer. But some people can still generate really high forces if they come up to the handles leaning forward. And that means they get their back further this way, their hips tuck under. That actually pre-stretches the hamstrings even more. So at the very top of the movement, your hamstrings are going to be pulled apart that much more. Tension under stretch, tension at long muscle lengths is really, really good for muscle growth. So if you're one of these folks that finds it comfortable to lean forward and sort of brace on the pad, bringing your chest closer to your knees, it's a really good idea on the leg curl.
So lean forward and put your chest up. See the stretch? Now lean forward even more. Yeah.
Motherfucker. What's like, he knows shit. Look at them delts, big ass delts. My man.
It stretches the shit out of it like this. And then also keeps the tension the whole time on your hamstring.
Yep.
So you don't have any rest.
What?
Hey, we trying now. No more calves. Oh my God. I don't know what acquisition.com is, but I want to be acquired. It's a sexual reference. I don't know what acquired quite means in that regard. Scott, what kind of sex move would be the acquisition?
Oh, I mean, you're always acquiring, aren't you?
Darling. Neat machine. Oh, and they're at Elevation Fitness in Las Vegas. That's a fine place to train. That's a great place.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Range of motion could be much, much greater for much more benefit. I don't know if it's the positioning of the chair and limitation of the machine. Maybe the chair can go back a little bit and Mr. Hormozi can take his knees and push them all the way back closer towards his armpits. That would be dope. Maybe it'll pause at the end. This isn't terrible, but probably could use some more ROM on it. And I don't know if it's a machine limitation or a technical choice.
So this will just bother all the fitness people, but
I'm a fitness person. Time to find out if I'm going to be bothered.
I try and do as many perfect reps as I can, and then I try and do as many imperfect reps as I can.
Hormozi, don't pat yourself on the back too hard, my perfect reps. Out of here. But seriously, I know what you mean, especially if those last reps are at the lengthened partial position, you're doing a good thing. If you're doing tons of full range stuff and then you do shortened partials at the end, it's probably just like wasting fatigue without a ton of stimulus that you could have saved for the next set. But if you are done doing dumbbell presses full range and then you do the bottom third until you can't move, that's a really effective training method, 100%.
One arm. Yep.
Damn. Scott, look at Hormozi's delts and arms and shit.
They big.
What does he not have that a man wants? The RP Hypertrophy app comes with dozens of pre-made programs from 2 days of training per week all the way up to 6 days of training, with specialized programs included for shoulders, arms, chest, back, legs, abs, and glutes, each one with male and female options. You get them all and can use them as often as you like, even building off of them to make your own customized versions for only about $1 a day. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started.
I try to lean my hip out so you get a bigger stretch.
Great idea. Hormozi is a sharp motherfucker. Also, even from this picture, his lats look absurd. You don't need to be leaning into shit, Hormozi. Some of us make a living off fitness. You don't even do that. You're just passing through and you're bigger than us and leaner, taller, and more handsome. God damn it. God damn it. I mean, look, great technique, great range of motion, great intensity. In most cases, he could get 5+ reps closer to failure if he had VersaGrips on. Real talk. That's the case for everyone. I'm not just picking on Alex Hormozi. If you are able to do that, put on the VersaGrip, you're just going to change your back training. I promise that's all I'm going to say about VersaGrips, unless I say another thing about VersaGrips later. Yeah, so the last couple reps, I will have to get persnickety. I'm going to do a little criticism, all due respect and all that shit. I don't train perfectly every time, though almost. If I don't feel like training perfectly, I get one of my servants to do it. You see the last couple reps? The concentric was really forceful and really intentful. And then the eccentric was kind of just a let go. If you're going to do all that work to pull that concentric real deep in there, you might as well get that passive, less tiring, but very muscular stimulating work of holding as much as you can for a nice 2 to 4 second big stretch and then come back up. Don't just return. You did all that work pulling the thing. Now you're going to get more growth focusing on easing the eccentric, which is going to be difficult. But remember, you signed up for the difficult. And if you need more motivation, just watch a Kyriakos Grizzly video. For the love of God. Among us walk the immortals, heroes. Folks, there is still more video to come, but if you want an extended, unrated, super beefed up version of this video, we have it in our members area along with other awesome videos released all the time. Get to our members area and see it there. All right, back to the video.
It's one of the problems of training with Alex, somebody who has a very dialed in gym routine, that for him, he doesn't train his chest. Doesn't train his chest because he says his chest doesn't need to grow anymore.
Flex. Sometimes that's real, fellas. Sometimes that's real. Jared Feather typically doesn't train his calves because they've gotten so big that it's kind of absurd and would throw off his symmetry if he actually got them much bigger. That's a real thing. Chest is an unlikely muscle to not have to ever train, but Hormozi seems to have a very gifted chest, so you can get away with it. Not training it, I would say just for mobility, flexibility, and overall health. I would still train chest every now and again, but if you do some kind of close grip JM kind of dip situation, chest is really getting trained pretty decently, even though the focus is triceps. So are all of us going to have this problem? No. But is it a real thing? Yeah, that absolutely can happen.
I just move them forward like 2 inches. And then you get the full stretch.
Yeah.
It's just significantly harder.
Yeah, that's a great point. So moving them forward allows tension exposure at long muscle lengths. You don't actually get any more stretch, you get significantly less. They're more stretched back here than they are up here, but then you can't apply tension at long muscle lengths back here, but you can up here. So it's tension at long muscle lengths that's optimized, it's not the stretch. The stretch would be optimized if he sat on an incline or he sat laid down on a full lay down bench, and then it's stretch plus max tension. Does that mean this is a bad exercise? No, this is a great exercise and a great variation, and it's perfect that he's moving his shit up. But it's pedantic of me and annoying and the usual that you expect on this channel for me to say it's technically not stretch, it's just more tension and a longer muscle length.
Yeah. Do you cycle different exercises across the week?
Not a ton.
Do you do them across periods?
I train the same body parts every day.
Yep.
We did hip thing today. If I'm feeling it, I'll do that for a little bit. If I'm not feeling it one day, I do a different leg exercise.
Yeah, the going by feel stuff's not terrible. What I would say is if you do whole body every day, I would have probably some different exercises every few sessions at least to try, so that maybe you're doing the same exercise 2 or 3 times a week, but not 5 or 6 times a week. So you have a couple exercises that you do for every muscle group, and you do some different rep ranges. So for example, let's say you train Monday through Friday. On Monday, maybe you'll do some heavier squats, sets of 5 to 10. On Tuesday, heavy leg presses, 5 to 10. Wednesday, walking lunges with short steps for big knee over toe quad emphasis, sets of 10 to 15. And then you're like, oh man, do I need to really do 5 exercises? You do squats for sets of 10 to 15 on Thursday, and then leg press for sets of 10 to 15 on Friday. That means you've done 3 exercises through the whole week, but occupied 5 sessions. Do that for a few months. The different rep ranges are an interesting variant in and of themselves. It reduces the probability of injury, the probability of just getting stale. And when you're done with that and everything feels stale, take out some or most of the exercises, replace them with others, and go back to that pattern. What Hormozi's doing seemingly is just doing exercises until he's like, I don't like this anymore. That's cool. I just wouldn't do a ton of similar load, similar intensity, similar volume, back to back to back, same exercises in a whole body plan, because that's really hitting the same part of the body in exactly the same way. It doesn't promote the best growth or low variation, and it does promote a little bit higher probability of connective tissue wear and tear. So I would do a little bit more variation than this, but then nothing terribly wrong with what he's doing.
I'm also kind of at like the point in my career, like,
hey Chris, try, goddammit. I hope he's warming up. Chris,
I'm not really going to gain any more muscle.
What?
So it's just like I stimulate, that keeps what I've got. Try not to hurt myself.
Oh, this is a maintenance plan. Okay, so if your goal is not to grow any muscle explicitly, if you're jacked enough, you can copy this plan damn near verbatim and it'll work. That's why Alex Hormozi can only do a few sets of each exercise through the week and be totally fine. The intensity doesn't have to be psychotic. The volume doesn't have to be psychotic. If he wanted to grow with a capital G, he might be doing a bit more of a body part split, maybe just a bit, training some muscles a little bit less frequently, like quads and hamstrings and chest. Well, he doesn't train chest. If he trained chest, and then some other muscles like shoulders and arms, he could train more frequently, but it would be more complex split, more of a connection and focus to the exercises, more exercise in a row, more sets. But for maintenance, this sounds like a pretty good plan. It's just when you see a guy like Hormozi and you watch him train, you just automatically assume like this is what got him big. But that's not true. This is just what he does for maintenance, which makes a ton of sense, and I'm super happy he said it. All right, so minus chest, that was a whole body maintenance plan that Alex Hormozi just showed us with Mr. Chris Williamson. And I thought it was really nice. Generally very good technique. We can all perfect our technique a little bit more, so hopefully some of my feedback here went over pretty well. And My last piece of advice to you guys before we sign off. Well, first of all, Alex Hormozi gets a lucky asshole with incredible genetics and one hell of a physique out of 10. If I didn't have to train my chest, I would actually be quite sad. I'd probably still train my chest and get like an obnoxious chest, but that's just me. But for the rest of you guys, I do have my own little bit of financial wisdom because I know Hormozi's out there doing the business thing and CEO shit, telling people how to get rich. I just have really simple advice for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Stop being poor. It's not that hard. Get a job. Oh, and don't touch me with your poor people hands. See you guys next time. All right, that was a wealth of experience. Right there's another video. You could click on it if you want. See you guys next time.